1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Howdy folks, thanks for checking out the lesson here. As you just saw and heard, I played through a, kind of a pretty easygoing chord progression there in the key of C. And I had two approaches to it. The first time we're going to learn a very simple and basic melody. So it's great for the beginner that wants to be able to play along with the audio tracks, something easy and enjoyable to learn and play. And the second arrangement sits more in that intermediate category, and it's something that's going to be more of like a second rhythm part or an accompaniment part, where we're going to play that chord progression all across the fretboard using different chord shapes, and we're going to connect them smoothly and wisely, and just again learn chord shapes that you can utilize that are again in a closed position all across our fretboard. We're going to start walking through that first arrangement, the simple melody, in this video here. If you want to download the tabs for everything, access the second arrangement, the audio tracks, sound slides, click the link in the description below. All right, so let's go ahead and start breaking down this first arrangement, and in which we'll learn again just a really simple melody. And this sits in the beginner level for sure, kind of in that Carter style. But again, basic melody that will be easy, hopefully, to play along with the audio tracks right away. Nice, easy tempo. And then in that second arrangement, we'll explore the chord shapes across the fretboard. So let's dive in here, put these first few on the screen. We're in the key of C, of course. And it has a pickup on beat 3 there. And I'll just play these first 4 measures. And here's what they sound like. So 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Just a bit there into measure 5, but again it kind of has this halftime feel too as well. So 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4. So that's kind of the groove, if you will, just so you know. And then also on the tab there, any of the circles around the notes with the stem, with the kind of a shortened stem, that's a half note. So there's 2 counts. Okay, there's a lot of half notes in this piece. Again, it's very simple, but it's also pretty as well in my mind. So those first 2 notes there, 0-2 hammer on the D, then open G, 1 and 2, and then I'm going to slide up to the 5th fret on the G string. Use my 3rd finger there, and that's a half note. So 1 2, and then 5 7 slide on the G, and then back to 5 for a quarter note. So 1 2 3 and 4, 1 2 3 and 4, and then the next measure, we go to the 4th fret on the G, 1 2, and then 4 5 hammer on that string, back to 4. Going on measure 4, we go down to 2nd fret G, half note, and then open G, 0-2 hammer on the G, then open G on to the next measure. So that's all on the G string right there, right? Real nice. So I'm just searching for a really full connected sound on my guitar, making sure those, some of those notes I can even add a little vibrato if I'm able to do that. Then the next 4. again, still very basic there. Measure 5. I'm landing on the open G, and I'm gonna finger the C chord, okay? Open G, and then 2nd fret D, and then a strum, and then another down up strum. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and measure 6. I'm gonna hammer 0, 2 on the G. And it's gonna be the F chord, so I might get in that F position, but this one's tied over here to the quarter note, so it's just a little bit of a hold, right? So 1 and 2, tied over to the quarter note. So 1 and 2, and then B string 1st fret, G string 2nd fret. Measure 7. I go back to the C chord, but I play the open G, half note there. Two counts, 1, 2, and then open G, D string 2nd fret. So I'm still fingering these chords, even though I'm not always strumming them. I'm always, or for the most part, again, yeah, fingering the chord. I'm gonna be playing notes within there, and yeah, in case I hit anything wrong as well, then it's all right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then measure 8. We go to the G chord, but the melody's on the open D there starting, then the open G, then I strum the bottom half. 1, 2, 3, 4, and all 4 of those. 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and okay. Then moving on here, the next 4 sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Okay, and as you see there on the top of the score there, it says G sharp diminished chord, adding a lot of tension there. But the melody is still simple, right? And so the chords are changing nearly every measure, and so there's a lot going on in the background. But then again, had that simple melody, and it all just kind of fits real nice. So measure 9, 1st fret on the G string there, 2 counts, and then open B, 1st fret. Then measure 10, we go to the A note on the A minor, 1, 2, and play it again. And then 0, 2 on the G. Measure 11, 1st fret B, back to 2 on the G, half note there. 0, 2 on the G. Measure 12, we go to F, but the melody's on the 1st fret B, which is the C note. And then 2 on the G, 0, 2 hammer on the G, open G. All 4 of those. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then moving on to the last 4 of this arrangement. Kind of got a little bit of a Let It Be feel by the Beatles, right? Let It Be. It's kind of a classic 4-to-1 chord progression, or cadence, if you will, and that's kind of included in here. Yeah, measure 13 though, we go from the F to the F minor. Okay, so that's another classic Beatles move as well, or any singer-songwriter these days. So the melody goes to that flatted 3rd there, A flat or G sharp, however you want to think about it, half note, and then I'm going to bar across the 1st fret, G, B, and E. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and just kind of strumming that F, partial F minor chord. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's a full chord, but there's no bass note in there. And then going on, measure 14, go back to C chord, but the melody's on the open G, half note there, 0, 2 hammer on the G, 1st fret B, and then measure 15, go to the 3rd fret B, half note there, then 3, 1, back to 3, then measure 16, I'm going to shoot up with that finger, shift up, if you will, to the 6th fret, half note there, then 5, and then 3, and then the last note of the piece essentially is measure 17, might not be on the screen, but 5th fret of the G, C note there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, and then I'm gonna make this shape right here. Okay, which I refer to it as a B flat shape in my DFA course, but it's often referred to as the A shape right here in the cage system, and that's what I want to land right there. Okay. And then we'll talk about in the next arrangement, we're going to use these chord shapes all across the fretboard and really use cross picking to fill it in and so forth. Those last 4 though, real quick. So 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. So there's the first arrangement. I'm going to play it all through here for you. But if you want to download the tabs and access the second arrangement where we get all across the fretboard with the chord shapes, use Sound Slice, the audio practice tracks, click the link in the box below, and you can get access to everything, all-encompassing lesson here. So I'm going to play through the whole thing from the top, nice and easy. You can see it all go by. So 1, 2, ready, go. Okay, there it is, and we'll move on to the next arrangement when you're ready.